guys, a.t.l here. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon WTF Moments. This series is super simple. I take a look at the Pokemon anime episode by episode, and I look at things that are a little bit stupid, things that don't make a lot of sense, and just critique the hell out of it.
Liam does not understand about cartoon physics cliche.
If you're already a fan of WTF Moments and you're ready for more, make sure you hit that like button. We're aiming for 1,000 likes per WTF Moments if we can. So let's get this one to 1,000 and then keep going on from there. Hit subscribe if you're new, by the way, so you never miss an episode. And of course, share this with a friend because that helps me out. But of course, without further ado, let's have a look at the WTF Moments for Pokemon Season 1, Episode 30, Sparks Fly for Magnemite. Start the episode with the gang arriving in Grungy City, which is described as a desolate factory town where few people live and even the ocean winds smell like sludge. Well, from the sound of that, there's hardly going to be a Grungy City Pokemon gym, so what's the point of going in? You might as well just walk past.
Well,
Pikachu falls mysteriously ill upon entering this heavily polluted city. You'd just leave, wouldn't you? This sounds like the start of a really bad horror movie.
Yeah, but we do see a Pokemon Center in the later scene, so it would make sense that Ash going into the city to find help. Or are you one of those people that go for a long journey and try to find help? Me, I'd rather find something in the city that pollutes my Pokemon.
Oh look, it's that Pokemon that nobody remembers when they complain about Gen 5 having too many inanimate object Pokemon.
thank you, Liam. At least some Gen 1 that actually notice it instead of Sorry, I had to let that out because that really frustrated that Gen 1er that hate Gen 5 because of that. Even though Gen 1 does have that as well.
I do actually have to give a rare bit of praise in this scene. In the opening scene, Ash gets shocked when he touches Pikachu, something to do with Pikachu's illness, but in the next scene he's wearing the rubber gloves that his mum packed for him when he left Pallet Town. Nice. Nice.
Agreed. 10 sins removed.
Team Rocket wins the award for most obvious periscope ever. It's not even slightly hidden, it's just sticking out of a manhole with big bloody cat ears. Also, if Meowth's inside this little UFO looking thing with a glass dome, how was he using that really tall periscope just now?
Okay, first of all, the cat ears telescope must be not noticed by anyone because anyone is inside sleeping. Jeez, we see Nurse Joy later that she is sleepy. You realize that not anyone is outside yet? Gotta think about it. When you think about it, that toxic sludge thing is... Oh god. Anyway, the second thing that you shouldn't underestimate Meowth's intelligent. I mean, he made a mech. It could be possible with that telescope that, have a space out there. Hey, just saying.
Meowth's brought along special oxygen suits for Jessie and James to wear to protect them from the pollution in Grungy City, but failed to tell them that he brought them until they were already exposed to the air in Grungy City. Meowth is a bellend, pass it on.
Gotta agree with that. I mean, James did point that out as well, so I agree with that.
Apparently Meowth has installed electric shocking devices to these suits to ensure that Jessie and James follow his orders. Seriously, why is Meowth such a prick today?
Liam, you realize that could be possible because Jesse James is, well, messing up the plans, and we have only designed the suit with that to make sure they don't do that.
The Grungy City Pokemon Center's Nurse Joy literally couldn't give a toss and shrugs off Pikachu's illness just as a cold because she'd rather be in bed. I never thought I'd say this, but Nurse Joy's a bellend. Pass it on.
I actually agree with that. Remember I said about, Nurse Joy around the region would be great at the Love Lantern Corps? Yeah, this one I really didn't see that one coming. I honestly forget that this Nurse Joy is, slacking off by the poison. If the, poison fume can continue on, she will gain the Orange Lantern Core of Greed.
Sorry, Nurse Joy. Zzz.
When a bunch of Grimer suddenly block the city's power plant's water intake, cutting off the electricity to the entire city, Meowth's air pump stops working and he realizes Jesse and James will now be unable to breathe underwater, and he just doesn't give a single toss. He's really on one today. And it looks like he's flipping off the camera, little bastard.
First of all, convenience is not TF moment. The convenience. And second of all, yeah, Meowth is not the only anime character that does that. And the only one I know is Sonic, who said the S word front of cream. Yeah, you hear me right. Sonic actually said the S word front of 6-year-old cream. Wow. Japan has some weird way to make some language off, does it?
In the Pokemon Center's intensive care unit, Nurse Joy explains that unless the power comes back on, things are going to be pretty awful for the Pokemon that are being treated there. And when Ash and Misty yell at her to do something, White Knight Brock steps in and tells them to stop giving her such a hard time because there's nothing she can do. Listen, mate, if she's qualified to work on her own in a medical facility, she should be qualified or at least clued up on what to do in the event of a power outage, because electricity is pretty freaking important to a hospital, mate. I really can't stand when people try and stick up for someone who's clearly in the wrong just because they want to them.
Yeah, I sometimes want to know what his judgment is at. Stupid crazy.
Ash and Co run off to find a solution, but leave Pikachu with the incompetent Nurse Joy. I'm not sure you should leave him with her, because it seems like a bit of a death sentence to me.
I agree with that.
How come all the Pokemon centers are always so unique and extravagant, but the police stations are always the little Officer Jenny hat looking buildings? Unfair.
Maybe the officers get calmer for their way. Jeez, do you not realize that officers today are idiots?
Pikachu turns up out of nowhere, showing literally just how little care Nurse Joy was taking in looking after him. He literally, with barely any energy, walked away from the Pokemon Center under his own power without Nurse Joy even trying to stop him. That woman's a mess.
Alright, Mr. Tony Sonic Jr., we get it. We don't need a repeated moment, or else I give you double sins. Gotcha?
Meowth spots Ash, Misty, Brock and Pikachu running past the alleyway that Team Rocket are hiding in. Think about that for a moment. Pikachu, running. Pikachu, who's ill and barely has enough energy to walk, running past. Pikachu, who Ash told to take it easy, running past. Not to mention running ahead of Misty and Brock. I'm starting to doubt he's ill at all. Big faker. Meowth briefly cosplays as Nurse Joy for no reason, but to be fair, is probably more qualified than the one in this city is. Brock and Misty get scared by the silhouette of a magnemite because, let's remember, this is the Pokemon world, and in the Pokemon world, people only seem to be aware of the existence of a handful of Pokemon, and for some reason are blissfully ignorant to the existence of any Pokemon outside that handful.
Or something terrifying that interrupt the power source that caused it. Shadow? You know that.
The episode cuts for an ad break at the cliffhanger moment where our heroes are looking at the silhouette of this Pokemon, wondering what it could possibly be, and then right before we come back from ad break, who's that Pokemon turns up and spoils the surprise. Thanks, Pokemon, we love it when you ruin the reveal. Magnemite is in love with Pikachu, even though Pokemon that aren't male or female can't be attracted to other Pokemon. To all my NB viewers out there, don't worry, Pokemon's game mechanics may not recognize you, but I do. Ash accidentally uses the word streaker when he meant the word stalker, which makes me wonder how many creepy naked people have followed this 10-year-old around Pallet Town. Professor Oak, how could you? Every time Ash has picked up Pikachu in this episode, he's been shocked, but when Pikachu grabs onto Ash, nothing happens. Little bit inconsistent there. But you know what's always consistent? The beautiful great taste of G. Horde of Grimer turn up, and I just have to admit, I quite like Grimer. I think it's cute. Like, it's a really simple design, and I just really like it.
Huh. a gym one that's appreciated Muck and Grimer. That's saying something.
Direct quote from Dexter. Muck, Grimer's evolved form. Use extreme caution as its slimy form contains poison. What, and Grimer's doesn't?
Wow, yeah, it makes sense why Muck's stench is much stronger than Grimer, because Muck is an evolution form of Grimer, which you should realize that.
The gang bump into the power plant technicians and they all run to the control room to escape the oncoming Grimer. Then Ash literally says the Pokemon in the Pokemon Center are going to die if the power doesn't come back on soon. Then, just to be cruel, the editors decided that Tears After Cloudy Weather, you know, the Bye Bye Butterfree music, should play while we're showing the Pokemon in intensive care, and no, you can't do that, that's not fair. You know that music sets us off.
Well, yeah, it makes sense why there's a scene where Ash had to vision with that song. It showed that Ash had characterized personality. What I'm saying is, Australian TF moment that Ash characterized cliche.
The technicians tell Ash and Co, well, you're Pokemon trainers, so use your Pokemon to get rid of the Grimer so that the generator will work. Ash responds with,
what do you expect us to do? Pikachu is sick.
Okay, I know this is unprofessional, but I'm gonna have to read these direct from my notes because there's a lot, okay? Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Charmander, Pidgeotto, Staryu, Starmie, Goldeen, Psyduck, Geodude, Onix, Zubat, Vulpix. You literally have 12 other Pokemon to use between you. Use them! Worry about Pikachu later.
Well, you had a point about the ground, psychic, and poison type would deal with Muck and Grimer, even though ground and psychic type ones are actually from Misty and Brock, but you get the point. But you realize Ash is concerned about his Pokemon sick. You know that, right? Right? Of course you don't.
Direct quote from Ash.
Pikachu, you're the only one who can help.
No, he's not! Oh my god!
Do anyone remember I saw Mr. E in my sin of my channel, mates?
Yeah, I think we understood that one.
Out of nowhere, the magnemite from earlier turns up and has brought pretty much every magneton in the area with it to help dispose of the Grimer. And I guess that's one way of writing yourself out the corner you've kind of written your characters into. Seems a bit abrupt though, you know, especially with only 5 minutes left of the episode.
Yeah, but you should have to say, Magnemite as a defensive wall. That would maybe predict Magnemite would become Steel type in Gen 2. How about that?
Wait, we're already 14 minutes in? Jesus, nothing's happened in this episode, has it? I guess since we've got time, I'll remind you guys that I stream every single day. At
Oh
7
my
UK
god,
time, okay?
skip!
Once the electricity's back on, everybody celebrates, but is cut off by Misty exclaiming that there's still one left, as we see Muck standing in the room, which Ash refers to as an adult Muck. I'm pretty sure you just mean Muck, because a Muck that isn't an adult would just be a Grimer, wouldn't it? Ash then shouts, and it's child, when the shot changes to the same Muck, just from a different angle. What even is this dub right now?
Liam, you just said what is this dub, but yet not realize it's a dub error. For a guy who do research you should don't check error section and instead go for story to make some jokes.
Ash tells Pikachu to use Thunder Shock on Muck, but what happened to taking it easy? It's supposed to be ill, big faker.
Determination.
Magnemite floats in to help Pikachu by also using Thunder Shock on the Muck, but I'm kind of wondering why, because Muck hasn't actually tried to attack at any point so far, so is it even a threat?
Even though they try to get rid of sludge Pokemons from the generator, including Muck. Did you forget about that?
To everyone's surprise, out of absolutely nowhere, Ash decides to actually be a Pokemon trainer and throws a Pokeball at Muck. Who are you and what have you done with Ash Ketchum?
That's characterized, boy!
He's only gone and done it. He's only gone and caught the bastard Muck. A competent Ash Ketchum. I never thought I'd see the day.
Well, actually, Liam, he wouldn't have caught that Muck if he didn't have help from the wild Magnemite.
Actually, that's a really good point. Ash, why didn't you use any of your other Pokemon? They need training, you incompetent twat.
Okay, that's actually for the previous scene before. That's actually a good point there.
Muck's stench is so powerful, apparently it comes through the Pokeball. Ash Ketchum has a smelly ball, pass it on.
Cringe.
Apparently if an electric mouse builds up too much energy, it becomes magnetized and can show the symptoms of a cold, which is basically an explanation for what was wrong with Pikachu. Wait, are you saying there's other electric mouse Pokemon in the world? Spoiler alert!
I think they refer to Pikachu in the wild, not just other region Pokemons. You donkey.
Direct quote from Ash.
Well, we all owe a big thank you to Magnemite.
Well, not really, because it didn't force Pikachu to discharge all that electricity, therefore making it feel better. It just helps us catch Muck. Let's not lay the praise on too thick, mate. Magnemite's no longer attracted to Pikachu because Pikachu is no longer magnetized. Much in the same way that a nice guy pretends he was never attracted to the girl he was simping over once he finds out she has a boyfriend.
Yeah, that's an attract of the magnet.
Again, someone had to do it.
Team Rocket turn up in their Gyarados sub with a giant electromagnet to try and grab the magnetized Pikachu, unaware that Pikachu is no longer magnetized. As a result, they simply attract every Magneton in the area to their sub, the weight of which ends up sinking it. All those Magneton are going to drown. Pass it on.
Well, actually, Liam, since Magneton aren't organic Pokemon, maybe they don't have conventional respiratory systems like lungs and can survive underwater.
Well, if that's the case, then imagine this. A Magnemite stuck under a large rock at the bottom of a lake, unable to escape and unable to drown, doomed to sit and wait until it runs out of energy. Sad times.
Yeah, unless that magnemite can magnetize, sharp object to cut thing that is attached to, then that'd be nonsense to do it.
A bunch of children advise a police officer and a nurse how to clean up the city and reduce pollution. Because in Pokemon Land, apparently adults are stupid.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
Mate, how small is that Raticate? Raticate and Bellsprout are supposed to be the same height at 2 feet 4 each. Not to mention Oddish is only meant to be 1 foot 8. These sizes are all over the place.
Yeah, that is really off. That Raticate is suddenly shrunk down. But what it really truth you know that the Pharaoh, that is 3'11" tall, is suddenly shrunken to the same size as Raticate, who also shrunk in the previous scene. Weird.
As the episode ends, Ash sends his new Muck to Professor Oak due to the overpowering smell, because apparently he's a massive prick and doesn't want to have to deal with it. Imagine giving up the chance to use a powerful Pokemon because you're too lazy to go out and buy a little Febreze.
I'm a brave boy. Not a brave enough boy for this!
Stinky!